Think about why people put money in a bank account. They put money in a bank account because they know that they will effectively lend the bank the money. The bank will pay them back on a date out here, and they'll get interest along the way or at the end, depending on the TD structure. Bonds are very, very similar to that. So you put money in a bond, you're lending money to Woolworths, say, and Woolworths will pay you back out here, and they'll pay you interest along the way, and you know that Woolworths have to pay its bills. So people are saying, well, I will take a little bit more risk for Woolworths and take money out of the bank account, but I'm not taking massive risk. I'm not going all the way up to equities or hybrids, which are a lot more volatile. I will take a little bit more risk than the bank account and I get a little bit more return. That's where we're seeing people starting to, probably for the first time in 25 years, retail investors starting to think that I don't need to have it all either in cash or in equities, sort of like two ends of a barbell, but there are other things in the middle. You can get a pretty good 2.8% for 3 months, 6 months TDs. And if you compare that with a 5 higher yielding XTBs on the ASX, you can get a portfolio of those for 4.1%. If you're an older Australian and you're relying on that income from your term deposit to suddenly get a 46% uplift without putting your money into very volatile securities, that's a very meaningful change in your income. The rule of thumb that we just like, because it just makes a lot of sense, it was one that was coined by the founder of Vanguard. He said, own your age in bonds. If I was 20 years old, I'm probably not going to be thinking about bonds and my retirement. I'm going to be thinking about growth and taking more risk. Whereas you get to 40 and you're halfway through your career, you're probably starting to think, well, I've got to start preserving my capital. And you get to 55 and you're 10 years from retirement. You should have an ever-increasing amount that is not going to blow up potentially on you, because if it does blow up, it could take 10 years or 15 years to recover. For starters, they're all top 100 ASX companies. Only one of them is not investment grade. That's Illumina, but Illumina is a very significant top 60 or so ASX company. So within that universe, you can think, well, if you have a view, like I would have a view, that none of those companies are going to collapse in the next 5 years, so I'm not risking my funds in any one of those individual companies. However, I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. I should diversify. To make that easier, what brokers do is put out model portfolios. You get an analyst to have a look and say, well, let's pick a portfolio that is the higher yielding ones. Let's pick a portfolio which gives you income every month and is very, very low volatility. Or let's pick one that's all about the brands. Good brands make good businesses. We've got those packs of 5 to help people choose. They can find those on our website. And other brokers do the same thing, and they make them available in those sorts of packs. But I guess the rule of thumb would be, if you are selecting bonds, think about the length of time till you get your money back. 1 year is less risky than 6 years. You should get paid more for 6 years than you should for 1 year. You can buy bonds in the wholesale market in $500,000 lots. So the whole reason behind XTBs was not many people have 500,000. Let's package it up in $100 units on the ASX, and that comes with the cost of running that structure. So the fees for XTBs are 40 basis points of the face value of the bond for every year until it matures for the fixed rate bonds, and for the floating rate bonds it's 20 basis points of the face value for the life. So the impact of that, when it comes down to you buying XTBs, it's already in the price. So if you go in via an online broker, you go in via your owner's advisory account and you want to buy XTBs, the price you see has got that fee in it already, and there's no more fee. You'll get the coupons, you'll get the principal, so the fee's all paid at the beginning. The liquidity that's relevant is the liquidity of the underlying bonds. It's a $150 billion market, banks and corporates in Australia. There is liquidity in bonds. It's liquidity usually in $500,000 lots, so the liquidity of the XTBs, we found the market makers are providing really tight bid-offer spreads. The spreads in the XTB are as tight and even tighter than the spreads in the wholesale market, because the efficiency of the liquidity transmission process between wholesale and ASX is very efficient.